Question 6. Here we go. Here's a sequence of numbers. And I've given you a bit of help by giving you the first difference as well. Now, you probably know that when it's not going up in an even way, it's not linear, and you have to see if it's quadratic or not. If the second difference is quadratic, then it is going up in equal steps, then it's a quadratic. So my second difference, second diff, is between 9 and 13, 4, 13 and 17, another 4, 4. So it is quadratic. So now what you now have to remember is that if you take this number and you divide it by 2, you get your amount of n squared, your coefficient of n squared. So this gives you 2n squared. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sequence, which goes 6, 15, 28, 45, and 66. I'm going to subtract, so that's my sequence. I'm going to subtract my 2n squared part, because that's part of the sequence, but it's not the whole of the sequence. So here, I'm going to put my n's in as well, just to help me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my first term, second term, third term, fourth term, and fifth term. 2n squared. Well, 1 squared is 1. Two lots of that I need to square first using my BIDMAS rules. So 2 lots of 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 2 lots of 4 is 8. 3 squared is 9. 2 lots of that is 18. 4 squared is 16. 2 lots of that is 32. And 5 squared is 25. 2 lots of that is 50. Okay. Now I'm going to subtract to give me what is left over. I've got my sequence and I've got my 2n squared bit, and I need to find what's left over. 6 take away 2 gives me 4. 15 take away 8 gives me 7. 28 take away 18 gives me 10. So I'm going to do sequence take away 2n squared. That's what I'm doing here. 45 take away 32 gives me 13, and we can see the pattern. It's going up in threes, so I'm going to do first a diff again. 3, 3, 3, 3. So I know that this pattern here, this sequence here, is 3n. But now how do I have to adjust it? Well, 3 times 1, and to adjust it to give me the sequence, I would have to add 1. Does this work for the second one? 3 times 2 gives me 6, add 1, 7. 3 times 3 gives me 9, add 1 gives me 10. So it works. So my answer is putting these two things together, 2n squared